What you're about to see is perhaps our most extreme 6.5 Creedmoor build yet, and featuring WOOX Furiosa micarta. This is gonna be awesome. Hey guys, Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. This build I'm really excited about. We are gonna do an 18-inch 6.5 Creedmoor build. We're gonna see with a shorter barrel like that, which is optimized for use with a suppressor, what kind of velocities are we capable of, and how will a short, stiff barrel fare with accuracy? And we're not new to the Furiosa lineup from WOOX. In fact, we've done a ton of stuff with WOOX stocks and furniture here on the channel. You're gonna wanna check out all of those other stories. Furiosa Ultra was a great 6x47 PRS build. This time we're using Furiosa, not the Ultra, and with micarta and aluminum construction. Micarta is a denim and resin product that is very dense, very uniform. It's not subject to fluctuations in temperature and moisture like wood is. It's very durable. It's heavy, which is great when you want a really stable precision rifle shooting platform. And Furiosa is going to incorporate a lot of the features that we have with Furiosa Ultra in a slightly more compact form factor. We've got an adjustable cheek riser. We've got adjustable length of pull. We've got this really awesome black micarta finish with some laser etched grip panels. We've got M-LOK on the side. We've got M-LOK on the bottom. This is a very flexible platform. We've got a precision inlet, the aluminum center section. We're going to be using the M5 DBM from Hawkins Precision. You can see how that's going to look and how that's going to fit. Really nice combination here. So this stock is going to be a great platform, a great heart, a great central element that's going to pull the whole build together. In addition, we're going to use the 1934 Armory BE1. You saw a 25 Creedmoor build that we did recently. It was different. It was a long rifle. It was full length, full weight, right? This is an 18-inch barrel that we've got here. This is an ECM barrel, electrochemical machining from McGowan, and it's been cut down to 18 inches, which is a little bit crazy, but I think it's going to be really awesome with a suppressor. We're going to use a standard PMAG 5. We've got the Target Master from Telson. This is the 5-25 by 56. We used this on the 25 Creedmoor build, and that's just going to come over and sit atop the BE1 just like we had it last time. We've got some new gunsmithing tools from Forester. We've got the piloted body drill that we're going to use that uses specific bushings that's going to stabilize the drill better and have a little bit less deflection and run out. And then we've also got one of the new chambering reamers from Forester as well. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor reamer. It's a 6-flute design, uses standard pilots. We've also got the 11-piece headspace gauge set. It's going to span all the way from SAMI minimum to maximum, which is well beyond no-go, and that will allow us to determine exactly what the final headspace is within 1,000th of an inch. We'll have a separate story going into more depth on the gunsmithing tools. Okay, so I'm going to go do some research. I'm going to get ready to chamber this barrel. I think I'm going to use the PM 1440 HVT2 from Precision Matthews, and I'll guide you through this process step by step. Okay, so this is not a normal barrel situation. This is a fatty, 1.2 inches all the way down. So I just put the forend on the mill and opened it up to 1.25 inches, and that gives us about 25 thou all the way around. So the big moment, let's see how this is going to fit. Factory barrels are going to fit without modification, typically. That looks really good, actually. Okay, so we'll put our Hawkins bottom metal in place. Make sure that the trigger is centered there. Rear action screw is the longer one. Front action screw is the shorter one. And get things torqued in place. Finger tight on the front for the first go here. Finger tight on the back. Give it a little bit of a bump. And then torque it down. I torque these by hand. It's a good idea to use a torque wrench if you just don't do this every day. Okay, all right, well, I'm going to install the optic and we're off to the range. Oh, wow, okay, we are high. 3,068 feet per second. That's pretty cool. Okay, so the rifle is completely together. Absolutely love it. And as I talked about, minor modification to the forend because of my very much non-standard barrel. After I got that done and put everything together, the fit was really, really great. We talk really briefly about the chambering process for the barrel, all of the barrel work. And just know that I do have a story that goes in much more depth with some of the special Forester tools that I was using and a little bit more about the use of the PM1440 HVT2 lathe and so on and so forth. So what was special about this barrel is this is a bit shorter than most of the barrels that I do on this lathe. I had an 18-inch blank with a threaded muzzle, and so I ended up using a barrel extension to get that all the way through the spindle and into the spider so that I could do a good job indicating it. Got it indicated to about a half thou, used the piloted rougher drill to remove the bulk of the chamber, got in there in the throat area with an indicator, a 1/10,000th indicator, and got that area running at one point and then a point ahead of that, perfectly true within about 1/10,000th of an inch. At that point, the barrel was dialed in, so I could clean up the pre-drilled area to make sure that that was perfectly concentric for later when the reamer would hit it. Turn the tenon down, turn the relief, thread the tenon, make sure that everything was to proper spec and dimension, and then the process of using this Forester chambering reamer to ream the chamber. And at this point, I'm doing half inch and then 0.3 inch, then 0.2 inch, then I think I went directly to 50,000ths of an inch. It's worth it to take your time, monitoring for run out all the way. Ended up landing headspace perfectly, did a little polish of the chamber walls, chamfered and polished the entrance of the chamber, validated that the rounds were going to feed right. At this point, I took the barrel out of the lathe. I went over to the barrel vise where we went through a little bit of a different process this time. This is torquing down the receiver to the barrel and then checking headspace. And with this 11-piece kit, I knew from my work on the lathe that the headspace was going to fall between go and no-go, right? With no-go being 4/1000ths of an inch longer than go. But with 1/1000th of an inch increments, I was able to ascertain that I basically landed right at go plus 1/1000th of an inch, which is pretty good, a little bit on the tight side chamber, but definitely going to feed factory ammunition, and we'll have no problem reloading for that. And I tend to run just a touch on the tight side. So that all landed really great, and as you can see, the rifle turned out awesome. I did install an Omega 300 on the muzzle, and that, I think, with the 18-inch barrel, really makes this into an awesome compact, perhaps varminter, like coyote hunting rifle or something like that. The micarta is really nice on the Furiosa, and there's a couple more features I should point out here as well. We've got QD on the buttstock, which is great. We've got M-lock on the forend. You can see we put an Arca rail on here, and we're using a bipod. We could also use this with a tripod. Arca clamp tripods are now my favorite way to hunt from a standing position. But we've also got some really nice, really convenient adjustments here on the buttstock. So if I push on these buttons, I can very easily change things like length of pull or cheek riser height, and they snap into position, they stay. It's about as good a system as I can think of, honestly. Really elegant, really tight and solid. When I was shooting prone, I noticed how tight and solid the buttstock is. And that's not the case on all platforms. You know, ARs are notorious for having wobbly buttstocks, but some bolt action platforms suffer from that a little bit as well. So in terms of shooting, I went straight to prone. I figured this is a compact rifle. I'm not going to worry about the bench rest. So I decided to try Hornady's 6.5 Creedmoor 100 grains ELD VT, right? This is optimized for match performance, for coyote hunting, or for similar game applications on the varminting end of the spectrum. And shot well. Shot a 3-shot group, adjusted my zero, and then boom, we went up to the ridgeline where I did kind of like a basically in-field hunting demo. We had a rock chuck target at 200 yards. We painted it, and I proceeded to land 5 shots. So that's pretty satisfying to be shooting from a positional situation in a hunting type environment, to be able to land all of the shots like that. So the coyote would be dead, the deer would be dead, you know, whatever it was that we happened to be hunting. This rifle, very, very low recoil, very pleasant to shoot. Love the Bixen Andy trigger. 1934 Armory BE1 works really, really well. It's just a really, really nice platform. And if you like kind of the blacked out look, I think the black micarta on Furiosa is a really great option. So at the end of the day, a really fun rifle. I think the next steps for me are going to be to try different lots of ammo, perhaps to do a bit of load development. I am very curious how a short, ultra stiff barrel is going to perform compared to other rifle platforms that we've built and tried. So just know that Furiosa is available in a whole bunch of different inlets. So regardless of which rifle you have for bolt action rifles, you're likely to find an inlet, and you're just going to want to check the configurations to make sure that that's going to work out for what you have. This is the Remington 700 short action version. Everything went together perfectly. The action screws that came with the Hawkins M5 DBM worked perfect length. They always do. Really high quality gear, and those are available at WOOX as well. So at the end of the day, I'm really happy with this rifle, and I'm looking forward to shooting it a lot more. Here's the kicker, was we got over 3,000 feet per second from this ELD VT ammo. 3,045 feet per second average using our Rangecraft Athlon chronograph. So that is really impressive performance for an 18-inch barrel. Yes, we're using a lighter grain weight bullet, but maybe that's what this rifle is for. Here's what I'd like to know, is what do you think about the Furiosa in black micarta? What do you think about the 18-inch 6.5 Creedmoor build that we put together? I'd love to hear your feedback. Are you running a Furiosa, micarta or otherwise? Tell us what rifle action you're shooting, what cartridge you're shooting, and what you're using it for. I'd love to know. I absolutely love these WOOX stocks. They're a ton of fun. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.